You probably have some students in your classroom that are quieter than others and don't participate as much in class discussions as you would like. So, how do we engage our quieter students in classroom discussions in meaningful ways that allows us to showcase their ideas? That's coming up in today's video. Hi everyone, my name is Lee Hall from Literacy Teachers, and I'm all about giving you the tools you need to inspire, motivate, and change how your students read and write for academic success. If you're new here, please make sure you hit the subscribe button so you get notifications as I put out new videos every week. All right, so let's get into this. How do we engage quiet students in classroom discussions so that we can really showcase their ideas? Before we really dive too much into that, let's take a step back and think, why do we want to do that in the first place, right? Some students are naturally more talkative than others. Some are, just quiet and shy. And why do we want to push on that? One of the reasons why I think it's important to push on this is that when students talk, they ideally are adding value to the discussion, right? So they are going to help other students understand things better. They're going to help expose other students to different perspectives, and that's important. The other thing is that when we hear students participate in discussions as teachers, right, we can get insight into their understandings and how to support them. So it's not that everybody needs to participate in large quantities, but we do want all of our students participating in some way that we feel is contributing meaningfully to the classroom discussion and also giving us insight into how they are learning and where they need more support. So I'm a big proponent when you're first trying to get a student to talk more and figuring out why they're quiet, right? So I like to sit down and with the student, have a short conversation with them, understand their perspective, let them know that I would really like to hear more from them and that their classmates would probably like to hear more from them too. Some students may just not like talking. They may be uncomfortable. They may think their ideas are worthless. They may just be having a hard time figuring out how to get into a conversation. If you are a quieter student and you're in a situation where there are a couple students that are dominating the discussion, it can be really hard to figure out when to insert yourself. And so having some guidance from the teacher in terms of when to do that can be extremely helpful. So understanding that perspective is good, and then responding to it as well, right? Not passing judgment on the student, but just letting them know you understand and thinking about how you can work towards them being able to participate a little bit more. So once you've had that discussion, then I recommend you identify some very concrete ways for the student to participate. And this could really be just something as simple as asking a question or making a statement in either a small class, a small group discussion, or a whole class discussion, okay? And for a student who talks very little, if at all, just saying one thing can be really, really helpful. So I highly recommend that and seeing that as a success. Sorry about that. So knowing what's coming up in your classroom, I would help students identify ways they could participate in an upcoming discussion, right? And then letting them know that you expect to see them make a statement or ask a question in a particular context, right? Like with a partner or in a small group, in a whole class. And you might even tell them, in our next whole class discussion, I am going to call on you. You may have your hand raised, you might not, but I'm absolutely going to call on you. And when I call on you, I expect you to do, and then give them something concrete to do. I expect you to be able to share an idea. I expect you to be able to share a question, okay? They can have this already pre-written on a piece of paper, all right? But they need to be able to know that this is coming and they might volunteer themselves for it, but if not, you're going to come and volunteer them as well, okay? So beyond that, I would really work towards having students set goals. And I wouldn't focus so much on the quantity of the goals, but really having them think about the quality of their participation. What kinds of things do they think they could do to participate more? What do they think more participation might look like? And have them just identify 2 or 3 goals that they would like to see themselves achieve. You have a copy, they have a copy. You can observe them in different contexts, in different discussions to see if they really are working on that. And, they have it as well, so they'll be able to hold themselves accountable. And then you can have conversations and revisit that as needed. But the idea is to have something, concrete that you can refer to. So those are some suggestions for how to engage quiet students in classroom discussions so that you can showcase your ideas a bit more. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you get all my videos. And while you're at it, please let me know in the comments if this video helped you, any questions you have about how to engage students in general or quiet students specifically in discussions, and ways that you have worked to help engage quiet students in classroom discussions.